Hi friends, my humble self Kofi Ali Abdul, and I'm coming your way again. This time, I want to take your mind to a very interesting experience regarding primary laws and secondary law, but a bit into looking at how they affect our economic activities. And therefore, I will be talking about the recent hulubalu of the president of Ghana, Akufo-Addo, and the experience they learned from Museveni, Uganda. So the Ugandan experience, international trade, and the Ghanaian experience. Let's look at this interesting story and how it played itself. What happened was that, and remember, let me take your mind to something. When the president of Ghana 8 years ago, President Akufo-Addo, won the election, he made promise to himself and to Ghanaians, because that was their mantra, that the economy of Ghana must be capable of taking care of itself. Ghana and Ghanaians. And actually, Akufo-Addo meant what he was saying, and he was serious and set with his mind to solve the problem. When he came in, like we all know, Ghana is a country that produces cocoa. One bag of cocoa, when it's converted to chocolate or cocoa-related beverages, that one bag is equivalent to 200 or 150 bags. The value of 150 bags that is paid to the farmer of Ghana, the producer of the cocoa bean. When a bag is sold, in terms of money and jobs, is equivalent to 150 bags. And therefore, the man in Ghana, the farmer, produce cocoa, give out 150 for free, 49 for free, and is paid for one. So when Akufo-Addo came in, he did his mathematics with his finance minister, Oforiatta, that if they can find a way of increasing their margin of return on cocoa products, it will be good, because they have projects they want to do, which is an ambitious one. For them to do this, imagine they selling cocoa beverages to all West Africans, because out of the 15 countries of West Africa, you have just a few that produce cocoa. Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria in good quantity. If you have any cocoa from Togo, it's not that serious. Sierra Leone, Liberia, it's not serious. The international community, the global world consumption of cocoa, some come from Brazil, Venezuela, and so on. But the real push is in Ghana, Nigeria, and Côte d'Ivoire. Nigeria is not too much into cocoa product, because Nigeria is focusing on crude oil revenue. So the production of Nigerian cocoa is not as much. While Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire are very, very serious, it's actually form a huge part of their national annual budget. So Akufo-Addo came in with his mind on cocoa. He went over Europe with his Oforiatta, the finance minister. They went to everywhere across West Africa. The West African market is already waiting for them if they can convert cocoa into chocolate and make more money. And they came to Europe and America, and they were all over the place telling people that Ghana, within their time, their term, will no more be reliant on IMF loan, they wind themselves up because they pay off all their debt by their calculation of return on cocoa. So they want to sell cocoa for more price, and they want to convert cocoa into chocolate within Ghana and selling it to the 13 West African countries that are not cocoa producers and move on to the rest of the world. And it's a huge profit for them. So they decided to go into the project. While they were busy, 1 year has come, second year has come, third year has come. In fact, what determined the following election that Akufo-Addo won again, or they want to court because there's no clear winner, is actually about free education for people in Ghana, not about the cocoa and the money and the comfort of Ghanaians. It's all about free education, and for some reasons, maybe Ghanaians have some sympathy for them, because you have the way the game is played. Every 4 years, you try again, and another 4 years, and normally it's a court case. But along the line, the idea started waning down. So Ghana Beyond Aid has been shelved off. IMF loan, we have to go back. Then what about the cocoa and the chocolate and all the noise? They went all over the world telling people Ghana is going to now be producing chocolate to everywhere in the world. No more export of cocoa where you get nothing for it. So some of us, typical Kofi Ali, decided to ask them, why this project that you say you want to do, you stop it? What happened? What miracle happened? Because we saw you, that was your flagship agenda. You were everywhere to convert cocoa into chocolate and sell it to the rest of the world. And that's our dream. So why have you shelved it aside? That you are now going back to IMF and you have this. They say, oh, it's a long story. You say, there is a story? They say, yes. What is the story? They said, before their own noise, Museveni in Uganda started the same noise. In the case of Uganda, because the man has been there, and I'm sure he's going to live there and die there, so don't worry about that, like Mugabe. But with him, he has everything under control in Uganda. So the idea was sold to him that, in Uganda, you can convert. Why are you giving cocoa, coffee beans away and getting peanuts? So do something about your coffee bean. You can make some money. And I think the man fell for it. That's where the Ghanaians learned from. So what did he do? Museveni realized that, well, they told him, if you're able to add value, that you don't give these Europeans who take too much coffee and American coffee free, and the Chinese free coffee, and everyone, Russia, they don't produce coffee, they take coffee. If your Ugandan coffee, you can add value to it and sell it to them as finished product, you make money. The man fell for it. Actually, this story, when I wanted to probe it, BBC even had a documentary on it. I don't like using BBC as the source of my, but that's evidence. What happened was that the Ugandan president, who wanted to convert his coffee into finished, packed coffee product, went to started trying to do it. In the course of doing that, you need industry, isn't it? A huge industry to do the processing and produce in commercial quantity. And the people of Uganda don't have, they are not technologically advanced like the Chinese to be able to do this, or the Koreans or the Japanese to produce the machine itself. So the way out for the president of Uganda and the government of Uganda is to find a way of building the factory. So they were encouraged to go to IMF and World Bank and all those who want to lend them money, because they need the factory. The Germans and so on lend them the money, huge amount. Wow, you've got the money. They calculated in the next 30, 40 years, that thing will pay for itself and they'll have their factory and they'll be laughing. And now they won't be selling coffee beans to anyone. They have their own coffee. So the money was given to them as loan, because it's a different bank that will give you the loan, and they will then commission those who will build the factory to build it for you, and you will pay for your loan and interest, and you have your factory built for you. That is how the game works, isn't it? You don't have the technology. So that was done, and the amount was huge, good amount, but they know they can't pay it off. So they allow the project to go on. When the project was completed, the Ugandan government now want to go about selling its products, and it met the what we call the rule of the international trade, which we call the secondary law. And the rules of the international trade, there's a chain. There's a very, very complicated chain in the whole system. And the position is that when you are going to sell a finished product, you need to go through that chain, and the tax on the product and everything. The Ugandans realize that they will actually be losing. They are rather making more from the little they are making by selling the bean, rather than finished products. So the factory that was built, they will use it. So they went back, because the chain, the bureaucracy of the international trade, which is governed by the secondary law, but there are practical institutions in place that when you go through it to sell the finished product, if in the international market, what you'll be paying will be so huge. So huge. So now the Ugandans are stuck with a factory they don't need. They have debt, huge debt on their market, and they've gone back to selling their bean to have their peace of mind. At least they are getting something. This is the lessons the Ghanaians learned, and quickly they back off, because they also want to go into the same thing. But when they heard about what the Ugandans have done, they say, wow, it's better we don't bother ourselves. Let's continue. So till now, the Ghana government and Ghanaians are exporting the bean. The idea that we are losing so much with the finance minister, and is it Cambridge? He went to, what's the name of this university in America? Is in fact, we even learned he's a PhD holder. Yes, and this, they shove it down. So the question is, didn't they do their homework properly and know about this rule? Maybe they also don't know. If you don't know, the road will take you there. You don't know where you are going. And they met the glass ceiling and they back off. The question is there a way out of this? Oh, yes. And that is the job of Kofi Ali. There is a way out of this problem. Simple. Now, you remember, there is what we call domestic trade. Domestic trade is governed by primary law. International trade is governed by secondary law. Therefore, charter, treaty, and conventions that are very, very complicated. So, if you want to solve this kind of problem, what you need to do is to convert. So within Ghana, assuming you have a factory within Ghana that is producing the same product, that product will sell anywhere in Ghana. It will sell, if it's coffee or chocolate, it will sell anywhere, assuming it's in Nigeria. It is when you are crossing border, that is where there's problem. That is where the problem. We tried trading among, that is where the idea of West African countries or African countries should trade among themselves. But West African countries and West African countries relate by secondary laws. Because of that, they still will have to go through the international structures, whatever they do. Regional body or no regional body, you go through the international structures. What you need, as long as you continue to relate among yourself with secondary laws. So what is needed here is to change the Ecowas law from secondary law to primary laws. That's all. Then they will become a common economy. One economy. That means chocolate produced in Ghana under common domestic trade, which is local trade, because they have a common law, primary law, can be sold anywhere in West Africa and the market of what without going through the international chain. Voila, that's the problem. That's the solution. It's like free movement of people. You get to the border, they say you are not going, they collect your passport, take your money from you, and make your life. Because you are working by international treaty, that is treaty, convention, and charters. What you need, as we are saying, are the primary laws. As soon as we are able to get this primary law in place, we are not only going to be selling chocolate to ourselves. Côte d'Ivoire produce a lot of cocoa bean. A lot of cocoa bean that France, because if Côte d'Ivoire is able to meet up her domestic need, the rest go to France. Voila, it goes to France. France can then go into them because the French have got the machines and they are in the international space. Britain can operate in the international space very well. France can operate in the international. We individually cannot operate in the international space. So what we want to do, because our products are not even competitive, let us open the domestic market among ourselves. And to do that, we can't just use our mouth. My friend PLO Lumumba, he said they signed Lagos Treaty, they signed Abuja Accord, and they signed Lome Convention. That one is just no. That's not how to do it. Let us turn our economies into an umbrella-based economy. So what we are going to do, there will be primary laws. Each country still will be where they each other look. We are not doing anything new. We are doing what the EU has done. Nothing new, because I don't like explaining myself when you come to that. Then it will allow the movement of goods easily. Some will tell you, you know something, before we have a common currency, first of all, let us go and have, they say we should bring our, what did they call it? Condition something. That we should, our import, we should have our deficit. Import deficit must be reduced. Our inflation must be reduced. Our currency, value of currency must. All these things you are saying are only achievable when the economy has started to assume a new form. That cannot be done in each economy. You need a common market to enable that. And this, you start with the common law. You see, you can't move a car by switching everything at the same time. Sometimes there's just one thing that has to be switched. We've switched so many things. There's one left that we have left unswitched. Let's turn up this. Let us enable the legislative house of the Ecowas and let's see. I am convinced, if I have nothing to tell you anymore, maybe this will be my last video. Hey, yes, I've told you everything. Some people say, don't tell people everything, tell them some. I've told you everything. I've given you instances and examples. I'm trying to convince you, and I've tried to convince you, and I believe you are convinced this is achievable. I'm sure what you'll be asking me, Kofi Ali, is, then what do we do? Since we know what we want to do, how do we achieve this great journey? It's very simple. Very, very simple. Organizing seminar. We should be organizing demonstrations, of course, lectures, and so on and so forth in Accra, Ghana. Not in Europe. No. Not in US. Inside West Africa. Let's start somewhere. And Accra, well, I am a Ghanaian. I can do anything. I have got the facilities and everything ready. except one thing: I don't have you. I don't have you. You are the only missing link. If on our YouTube channel we are talking about almost 1 million people following us, subscribing aggressively, boy, we don't have forever to wait. You will see us working, and then more importantly, buying the book. Let me introduce the sale of the book. Yes, The Secret of Great Nations. Now that I've talked about a lot of these subjects, a lot, I think we need to now start taking the book chapter by chapter, as much as we can go, because that in itself is why I'll keep on coming your way, because I have nothing else to tell you. Primary law, you know them now. Everyday laws, legislative laws, where they are democratic. If we don't have democratic laws, then we use autocratic laws. And autocratic law is not to our advantage in West Africa. It can never work. And bloodshed is out of it. Among us, our blood is sacred. Why? We are planning to go for a party. We want to be wealthy, we want to be rich, we want to be successful, we want to be great. Why must we kill ourselves? We have no one to kill. We have no one to fight. If we dare the Americans, they will level us before our own eyes. We will see what we... So let's be gentle. Yes, let's be gentle. So with the secondary law, we are not going far. And if you go back to my video on Kwame Nkrumah, you will see how I told you and I analyzed there was a challenge. There was a challenge. And Kwame Nkrumah, like I said, has no choice. If he wants what he wants in his own lifetime, at that time, then you will need violence. And Kwame Nkrumah will do it. Yes, because he will achieve. Because that's the only way. He knew Ghana will not work. And he was proven right. He was overthrown. Yes, it won't work. Ghana will never work. Nigeria will never work. Not because of anything. Because of a video we'll be doing again. And this is when I put on my hat, my cap, as a geography teacher. We have a map behind us, and I will be pointing things out to you to look at them critically, so that those of us who don't know the difference between China and Russia, India, and the African continent, United States of America, Canada, Australia, Canada and Mexico, and then Guatemala and so on, and then go up there to look at Western Europe, and they'll be talking as if we are from kindergarten. We have to educate our people on the difference. There is a difference, and it's time we stop mixing the what do you call it, the goat with the cow. The goat and the cow may look alike. They all have a tail. Yes, they all have tails. They all have 4 legs. They all have even horn. Yes, they all have it. They both have the cow and the horse and the goat. They have horns. Yeah, they all have head. They have hair on their skin, their fur. They all have hooves. But the goat and the cow are not the same. They are not the same. Even donkey and the horse look a little bit alike. Stop comparing Ghana with the United States of America. It makes me sick. Make me sick. And yes, there's another topic, GDP. We'll talk about that one too, because we need to talk about deep things, and that bring me back to economics. Please get yourself a copy here. Go to www.ecdra.org. This is The Secret of Great Nations, and that is sovereignty. Of course, sovereignty may not, West Africa becoming sovereign will not happen in my lifetime. I don't even think European Union will happen in my lifetime. But we can still start a journey. Our children will come and continue tomorrow. Go to www.ecdra, Ecowas Citizens Democratic Right Advocate.org. get your copy. It's just £9.99p. Of course, £9.99p is a big money, but we say just compared to how much you buy a book. And this, you are only going to download £9.99p on your phone. Then, when you go to our Amazon, you can search for the book on Amazon. We promise you we're going to put it there quickly. Go there and get your copy, and that will be between you and Amazon. Thank you very much for watching. My humble self, Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. As I'm about to leave you, please don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Our number is growing. Yes, I'm happy with what you are doing. It means we are reaching you, we are getting to you. Please and please and please, let us all make this dream in our own lifetime be a reality. Have a wonderful time like I do.